Starting off the weather portion of Ag Week with the discussion of the polar vortex. It's a word that gets thrown about sometimes when we get Arctic air outbreaks. A lot of people do not understand what it is. What it is a permanent feature of the polar region. It's always up there. When it's in its positive phase, high pressure is over the pole, and the jet stream circulating around that high is strong, which effectively keeps most of the really cold air bottled up in the higher latitudes. When that high pressure system weakens, we start seeing a weakening jet stream flow, and we start seeing in various parts of the northern hemisphere large protuberances of Arctic air, and that's exactly what is expected to happen this week and next week. I call it modified Arctic air spilling down because so much of the country does not have snow on the ground, and so this air is not going to retain all of the cold it brings down. Still, it does look like some below average temperatures. Starting off the weekend here and into the early part of the week, the colder weather will arrive. And by cold, I'm not being terribly specific here. Well below average, put it that way. Meanwhile, the south looks nice and mild, and that eventually will set up contrast zone for a chance for some east coast precipitation. Cold air will be fairly dominating northern plains, Midwest, dropping down pretty far into the south as the week progresses. Note the polar jet stream will have quite a large amount of amplitude by the time we get to the end of the week and the weekend. Note also, though, this jet stream is high amplitude, and we're very mild out along the west coast, so a subtle shift in the jet one way or the other could result in sudden warming in some parts of the plain states. The second week, December 10th through 16th, I do think there'll be some relaxation, but the forecast here is a little difficult. Quite frankly, this could go either way. My sense is, though, if we do get a brief respite, cold weather is going to win out. I think the cold looks like it has some staying power. There may be a quick shot of light snow in the north as the cold air arrives. Probably not much to that. Rain will likely set up in the southeast, and there may be some snow on the northwest side of that this week. But overall, coast to coast, this particular week is not going to be particularly wet. As we head into the second week, with the cold air established in the east, chance of an east coast snowstorm, very chancy, but a pretty good bet for some snow and rain there. And eventually, as this pattern briefly waffles, we'll see some rain moving back into the Pacific Northwest. So the overall trend with this polar vortex change and the shift to colder weather is that the mild weather we've experienced across much of the upper Midwest, northern plains, and even some parts of southern Canada, that looks like it will be ending. It will be turning suddenly colder this week. The real iffy part of this, though, is will it turn frigid? Will we start getting a little snow cover? Or will it just remain kind of cold? We'll follow it.